One, please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Chuck Davis,
Here.
Councilman Mike Cooley,
Here.
Councilman Corey Austin,
Here.
Councilman Phil Parkhurst,
Here.
Councilman Jerry Flutie.
Okay, we do have a quorum. We'll move forward. Has everybody had a chance to look over this public hearing agenda? Basically, one thing, ordinance number 887, title 18. Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve this agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve this agenda.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll move on. Mr. Emery?
Gentlemen, public, thank you everybody for coming. Bill Ordinance 887, this was drafted in response to some things we have seen with accessory buildings. The difficulty it is to place them in certain residential districts in town. Also seen several structures that have been permitted by variance that would be compliant by this ordinance. So we did have a public hearing with the Planning Commission, and we took kind of these things we've seen historically, things we know to be difficult with the existing regulations, and developed a little bit bigger building envelope for accessory buildings to allow people a little more latitude to use their property for accessory buildings by still maintaining a front yard setback. So we can have some congruency on that front. And then another thing we were seeing too is you have a lot of houses in town that were built prior to zoning regulations existing, and makes them difficult, you know, if they want to add a mudroom on or something. So to allow them a little bit more latitude, we kind of piggybacked off something Cheyenne had done, and we would allow setback reductions for homes built prior to 1980. So we opened that up for those homes a little bit more. We're not restricting any new things. This is about trying to make a more buildable area on a level playing field for all residents across, and take a lot of the non-conforming buildings that have been approved by variances and make them conforming. So that's kind of the essence of the ordinance. Is it, I guess.
Does council have any questions?
I do not.
I'll open it up to the public. If the public have any questions, please state.
It's not going to change that you have to, your accessory building can only be built on a lot that is adjacent to the primary home.
Correct, or with it, yes. You can't just put a shop on a bare lot. Yes.
Additional questions?
This should make it a lot easier for a lot of people across the board. Instead of getting variances and stuff, this will make it a lot better. Trying to make it easier on everyone.
And variances have been being turned down here lately because we knew we were coming out with this. And that people that was turned down on a variance will now have a reason to come back.
Right. And it gives those people in those same circumstances the same opportunity. Just taking everything on some kind of case by case basis. Everyone will be given the same latitude.
Other questions?
Emery's real good at answering questions. Speak up.
You know, we've taken a look at all of our ordinances, and we're working on them as we kind of see we need to. And there's been a lot of, nothing is a major change, but we're trying to update our ordinances to be in more compliance, and you know, as we do this, we all realize this is Saratoga and we want to keep it Saratoga too. So
I think what we run into is we really have a code that was adopted, and when the National Planning Act came in, like everyone was adopting all these very generic codes. And you really read ours for what it's very suburbanized. It doesn't fit a lot of what people want to do. So I think amending that to fit congruently what we desire on a community-wide basis are the steps forward that we need to do. And this is part of doing that. It is a long, kind of painful process, but I think it'll pay benefits, especially in the long run.
I agree.
So what you're saying is that if somebody has a garage, it's built on the lot line, they're not gonna have to move it.
Well, what do you mean built on the lot line?
It was built years ago on the lot line,
Before zoning?
probably.
Yeah, no, that existing structure can exist non-conforming for eons, yeah. Any more questions?
Okay, thank you, Emery.
Yeah.
Council have any more discussion?
No.
Okay, we'll leave this public hearing open until 6:15. If we have no other comments by then, I'm gonna close it and go into the council meeting.
Don't everyone talk at once.
Has everybody looked at the ordinance? And it's been posted online. I have a-
Long overdue, it'll help.
I have a copy right here if somebody wants to look at it.
She didn't want to.
3B. Oh, yeah. The other way. It's on both sides.
Non-conforming prior to 1980. Conforming. Facts. Obviously, they probably weren't yet. So especially at 6,000, because you don't have as big a lot. If something happens to part of that house, whether it be a fire or whatever, are they going to be able to build in that same envelope, or are they gonna have to meet setbacks?
It would depend on how much of it, like how much of it burned. How
What
far
would that say?
I think that's an opportunity to come and at that point and say, and maybe apply for variance at that point. Like, to me, that's a lot more of a one-off situation than.
A lot of that will probably be handled on a case by case basis, Marcy. Would, is how I see it.
18.050 and 700 on a corner lot with a 75 minimum corner lot width. That's gonna cut out most of our 7,200 houses that are on corner, properties that are on corner. But they're only 7,200. The 60 foot. 65 foot plus. I wonder that we have maybe conform or up in Ramsey where you're at. But it's only the corner lots that they talk about having the 75 feet.
I don't have the ordinance in front of me.
Yeah, we didn't change any of that.
Hey, go.
Yeah, so that's been removed, so if you were gonna develop it in subdivision. On 75 feet. We didn't change any of the lot width requirements or any of that.
Okay, we'll go around. Any additional questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to go ahead and close this public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to the regular council meeting. Roll call, please.
Mayor Chuck Davis,
Here.
Councilman Matt Cooley,
Here.
Councilman Corey Oxford,
Here.
Bob Barkers,
Here.
Jerry Slee.
Okay, we have a quorum. Has everybody had a chance to look over the agenda? If so, do I have a motion to go ahead and approve the agenda as read?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. As read.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, approval of last month's meeting minutes from July 15th. Are there any questions, concerns? I have a motion to approve July 15th minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve, July 15th minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to approval of the bills. We had deposits in the amount of $255,652.05. Accounts payable in the amount of $189,469.19. Transmittals in the amount of $49,959.99. And payroll in the amount of $102,938.80. Questions? Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve the bills?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on. Correspondence?
There are none.
Items from the public. Okay, no items from the public. Any council comments? Okay. We'll move on to reports from departments. Town hall. And this will be the third and final reading of ordinance 886, amending the mobile vending. Yeah. And that'll. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna start reading, sorry.
The change that was made in there is allowing more than one mobile vending permit per block. Per block. So. Now you can read it.
Ordinance number 886, an ordinance of the town of Saratoga, Carbon County, Wyoming, amending Title 5, Section 5.40.090, Section N, mobile vending on private property of the town of Saratoga Municipal Code, regulating mobile vending within the town of Saratoga and to provide an effective date. The line that has changed, is there shall be a maximum of 5 mobile vendors per lot without an approved special events permit.
Questions?
Why was that amended for the 5 mobile vendors?
Just
For like the pool and that kind of stuff?
for the pool, one of the places they park is down here at Family Dollar. Events, basically. You know, any event. So. That's why we looked at it and amending it. Any additional questions? I have a motion to approve ordinance number 886 on its third and final reading.
I'm making a motion to approve, ordinance 886 on third and final reading.
I have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay. The ladies come to me Monday. And I guess they've been talking about this for a while, but they want to change the council date to Wednesdays. And the biggest reason is a lot of times our council meetings fall on payroll day. And there are some issues with Cassell, the program we use, the way reports are ran. Sometimes we have to get help because there's a glitch in their software. And this just gives them a little more time to get payroll and get prepared for the meetings. The only change would be they'd move it from Tuesday to Wednesday. It'll be the first and third Wednesdays of each month. Questions?
That's the first day of deer season. What are you doing to me?
It has to be changed in an ordinance, so it won't happen for.
If that makes it better for you girls, that's fine.
It'll be the first meeting in October.
Yeah. The first day. That's the only meeting I've missed. I forgot it last year because I hunted so hard that day. I forgot about it. It was Tuesday last year. It's fine with me.
Yeah, me too.
Would you, any other questions? Would you read that ordinance by title?
I have it's ready and Kylie has, I got the email back from Kylie today, so she approved it.
Okay,
Saratoga ordinance number 888, an ordinance amending title 2, chapter 2.04, 04.010 of the town of Saratoga municipal code concerning regular council meeting dates to provide an effective date.
questions? Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve ordinance 888 on its first reading?
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 888 on its first reading.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Okay. Is that all we have from town hall, business wise? Okay. All right, the police department, I spoke with the chief. He's not here tonight, said everything's going well. He has a meeting, the sheriff's office tomorrow on the combined dispatch, which seemed to be running well. The only big hiccup they've had, and I think they've got it figured out now, was pagers weren't always going off for the ambulance down in Hammond. We haven't really been affected. We have a new our new repeater system. They did some changes and everything, and ours has been going pretty good. So I will know more tomorrow after I attend that meeting. Fire department. I spoke with the chief yesterday there. Everything's going well there. The districts, since the contract's out and everybody's signed, but Elk Mountain, the district is all going well. And that's all we have on that, on the fire department. They did have a call today. It was a wreck out north of town. Recreation department. Yeah.
We would like to hire Taylor Malcolm as a open gym supervisor this fall. $15 an hour. Right now, he's down to 3 open gym supervisors. This will be 4, and she will be the only one that's not involved in athletics.
In other words, she's gonna work pretty hard if we
Yeah.
hire. Any questions? Do I have a motion to go ahead and hire Taylor Malcolm as an open gym supervisor at $15 per hour?
I'll make a motion to hire Taylor Malcolm for $15 an hour for open gym supervisor.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
We would also like to post the recreation assistant director job listing. Salary would be $21 an hour with full benefits. You read this stuff?
No, you don't. This would replace Kelsey. Do we want to go ahead and post for another one?
I think he needs the help, to be honest with you, especially where he's split between there and the pool, while the pool's going and everything else. That really does help him out a lot. Keeps him from getting spread too thin and not, and doing everything well instead of
Well, we don't want him to get burned out.
doing everything quickly.
So,
A sense of redundancy, like say if something happens to him.
Yep,
Yeah.
Have somebody else.
Kinda-
right,
yeah.
right.
Say posted.
Okay, do I have a motion to go ahead and post the rec assistant job post?
I'd make the motion to post it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Oh,
All in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Okay. Department of Public Works, Mr. Emery, you speak pretty loud. You can sit there if you would like.
You look tired.
It's like, you stay.
Well,
Okay, a couple of business items. One of our goals kind of this coming year in the construction season was to soften a bunch of these valley pans around town that are miserable to plow through, they're miserable to drive through. And there's an opportunity to make them better. Some of them include just amending the road a little bit, like on Airport, we were able to just fix the asphalt and that made that a lot better. Two of them that are on veterans, the only option we have to improve them is to tear them out, restructure a few things and re-pour them. And so I got a hold of B&H, Nash gave me a price to do them. It's broken down in here. I think it's a good fair price. Got the availability to do it. So I'd like him to do it before we patch the road. So then can tie into those existing grades. You'll see he filled out, this kind of the pilot bid for him. I'm going to try to start running with on these small projects. This has all the quantities and everything broken down.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
That's,
That it's itemized like that makes it a lot easier to.
and he liked it too. He's like, man, this is, because we're working on the Hopeful project. He's like, can you do one of these for that? So and it's a one pager, so we'll start trying to run with that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Save a
Makes
lot.
it very transparent.
Well, then if there's a lot of changes, we know we can put it down and say, hey, well, there was 7 more square feet of valley pan than we originally measured, like it
Yeah.
can track a little better.
So that's 15,980 for both of them?
Yep. Plus, with us doing the dirt work within 2/10, that's what we agreed on. He gets to take it from there,
2/10?
7-inch.
Any other questions on this? Sure, to entertain a motion to go ahead and have this PH Concrete Specialties go ahead and replace these 2 valley pans for the amount of $15,980. I believe that's 20 cents.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and approve this bid for $15,980 for the 2 valley pans.
I have a second to that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Okay, item 13. 13 and 14 are kind of tied together. So since we awarded the bid to Rocky Mountain, they've got all their bonds in place, insurance, all those particulars that are required once we get to that point. Engineers have ran through everything. They're good, we're good. So at this point, we need to actually execute the contract documents. So approval motion on this number 13 gives Chuck the authority as the mayor to sign those contract docs. And then we can move forward with the notice to proceed. And that starts all of the contract times, all of the completion times, the 180 days, et cetera, et cetera.
Is there any questions on this? Do I have a motion to allow the mayor to go ahead and sign this contract agreement between Rocky Mountain Sand and Gravel and the town for the West Bench Sewer Project?
I would make that motion sign the contract with Rocky Mountain Sand and Gravel.
I have a second.
I'll second it.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, moving further in on sewer improvements, it's item number 15. I think I did write it's down wrong on my stuff I gave to Jen. This is actually for the sanitary sewer improvement project, which consists of replacing the river crossings. So we're all the way through the funding the funding acquisition portion of that project. We've got some preliminary survey done. Now we're on to actually designing the project, putting the engineering together so we can get it out and bid. EA's been a part of that project through the funding application, through that preliminary survey. So this is a task order to complete the design. I did check with the state because they're our funding agency. They don't have any specific language required for the engineering task order. So they're good with this because some of these costs will be reimbursable through that forgiveness and through that loan program that we're involved in. And the total costs were about 7.1% of our estimated construction costs on design, which is, I don't want to say low, but the state will usually allow you 10, like a lot of funding agencies will allow you 10 for design. So we're well under that.
So you want us to go ahead and approve this task order then, Emery?
Yeah, so we can get
I have a motion to go ahead and approve task order 25410.00 with Engineering Associates. Basically for the river crossing sewer.
I'll make a motion to approve task order 25410-00 for the West Bench.
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Number 16, Elm Avenue. I did reach out to Darren Jennings and I did talk to the principal over there, so they're updated. But just so you guys are aware, we will be out of there and have that travelable and navigable before school starts. There will be no bus issues. When we started that project, we knew August 18th, we're out of there. It's back to normal one way or another. And we've been to that point actually for as far as if we needed to get out of the way, we could have for a while, but now we're going to peel some road back and the plan is to start laying actual asphalt on Thursday. So we're getting some great stakes put in tomorrow morning, and then we're going to rock and roll from there. But all the water is tied in, 12-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, all the services, everything's tied in.
Good.
Good deal.
You and those guys have done a really great job over there, haven't we?
We're getting better. They knocked that 8-inch tie-in out in one day, so that was,
Practice makes
it
perfect.
does.
A lot of teamwork going on there.
Yep.
So there's an update on that one. And then I wanted to address the hot pool temperatures a little bit. Every year, and I'm becoming more familiar with this now that I've been here a couple of years, every year we have a fluctuation in the not so hot and the hot pool and everything while the swimming pool is on. I have a more comprehensive understanding of how that plumbing's all plumbed in. Me and Eugene kind of talked about it. And I think after we close the swimming pool down, there's an opportunity to do some data acquisition with certain components of that. And I think reduce the amount of flow we pull out of the well to heat the swimming pool and not affect the not so hot right now. So that's what happens is we start pulling a bunch of hot water to heat the pool. That water then gets recycled back into the not so hot at a very high volume at a very high temperature, and we can't keep it cool enough. So if we can reduce the amount we use out of the well, which I think we can significantly reduce that will next year hopefully be an improved situation.
Okay.
We are.
Also along that line, I guess it's my understanding, there's been a few mornings that's been kind of cold for the aerobics
The
class.
swimming pool.
The swimming pool, so we are gonna purchase a cover which one. So next year we'll be able to cover up, which should save a lot at keeping the pool warmer.
Yeah, that's all, as far as the pool temperature goes, that's the only thing we have left to do is to get insulated covers. They help a lot. You know, we replace the heat exchangers, everything else, but when it gets down to 45 here at night in the summer, that heat is getting sucked off that pool there. And the only way to combat it is to cap it in. So later this winter, we could have a further discussion on that, but I have several people brought up and asked about the temperatures of hot pools. So I just kind of wanted to address that a little bit. And then we will be mowing and weed eating out at the lake tomorrow too. It's getting a little long. It's out there today, so we'll get that knocked down.
Perfect. Any questions for Emery?
Nope.
When's Nash gonna start on like that?
Open end of next week, first part of the following. I got all locates in and everything. It's just as soon as I get the go ahead, get a couple guys out there.
Yeah. Nobody's ever drove out there and hit those valley bends. You need to. They'll knock the front end out.
He followed me up there and I was in that little Dakota and I kind of bounced across and he was just driving the same speed I was and all of his tools in the back of his truck. Bounced about it. Like,
there?
Yes, sir.
I have,
You know what it is.
years ago, it's been a long time, we used to deliver papers up there. And boy, if you didn't pay attention, that would definitely clear the dash.
yeah.
Honestly, I wish you would put a couple of those coming out of the ranch, over there by the ball fields. Because that's exactly what we want to have happen over there, because I'm just holding my breath. That a child doesn't chase a baseball out as those ranch trucks come around that corner. I'm just holding my breath. I've talked about it before, and it's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's the only negative with the traffic calmers with people who drive fast often tend to accelerate very heavily out of traffic calmers. I think there's other things we could have, conversations we could have about slowing traffic.
You want to move on to your planning commissioner?
Yeah.
Got all excited and was gonna sit down.
Thanks for kind of getting me all wound up.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, back to ordinance 887. You guys don't, we can move on with the first reading if you guys are up for it.
I would say yes.
I would say yes.
Yes.
Jen?
Ordinance number 887, an ordinance amending Title 18, Chapter 18.5, Section 18.15.030, 18.15.050, as well as Title 18, Chapter 18.18, Section 18.18.030, and 18.18.050, as well as Chapter 18.21, Section 18.21.030, and 18.21.050, as well as Chapter 18.24, Section 18.24.030, and 18.24.050, as well as Chapter 18.27. 18.27, Section 18.27.030, and 18.27.050, as well as Chapter 18.06, Section 18.06.070 of the Town of Saratoga Municipal Code concerning accessory uses and accessory building setbacks, heights and placement requirements in residential zoning districts within Saratoga, as well as clarification of setback definitions and allowing a setback reduction for primary dwellings built prior to the establishment of zoning regulations in Saratoga and to provide an effective date. Did you get all those numbers? Thank you, Rick.
Say that really fast, would you? Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve ordinance 887 on its first reading?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 887 on first reading.
I have a second to that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
One other quick little update. So we have the planning commission, we have advertised for a zoning map update. I just want to clarify, we're not changing anybody's zoning. The primary mechanism for that is over the last handful of years, there's been multiple zone changes that have occurred. The map never got updated in conjunction with those. We found what we believe was every zone change that has happened and we reflected them on this new map, but we just wanted to advertise it to make sure somebody didn't see something that we missed or whatever. And then we update it and we have an updated map that we can publish that is accurate. That's not that we're not changing anybody's residential zoning or business zoning or anything like that. So I just wanted that to be clear. Then hopefully when we get it updated, it's in a GIS format. Rollins has a very handy zoning map online in conjunction with the parcel viewer that you can click on a piece of property, see what it's zoned. I'm having conversations with a guy about building the same thing for us that we can put on the website.
Cool. Like that. Anything else on planning and zoning? Question for him. Hey, we'll move on to the Water Sewer Joint Powers Board.
Dave's term is up. He would like to get reappointed as the town representative.
Jen, would you please read Dave Christman's letter?
Reappointment to Joint Powers Board. Please accept my request for reappointment on the Joint Powers Board. Thank you, David Christman.
Short and sweet.
I like it.
Perfect.
Any questions?
Has anyone else put in a letter of interest at all? Is Dave? But not that he's not doing a good job, just wondered
No,
if
I mean,
anyone else said.
They haven't. I mean, I kind of think there's a level, a benefit to having that historical, context on there and having, since we got kind of a good unit working, we've had good beneficial conversations and good healthy debate and whatnot.
I think it's working well.
Mhm.
I believe Russ was just reappointed from the county as well.
Yes. Well, I'll go ahead and appoint David S. Chrisman to the Joint Powers Board with the council like that. Vote on it. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion to reappoint him.
Second.
Joint Powers Board.
Then moved and seconded, we reappoint David Chrisman to the Joint Powers Board. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Got a meeting next week.
all right, thanks, Emery. Oh, we'll move on to the Recreation Commission. Mr. Barker.
Nothing new to report. We were supposed to have a meeting last night. They couldn't get enough people together because of summer. To have a meeting. And then our next meeting's supposed to be on September 1st, but that is Labor Day, so that'll have to be rescheduled. And
Okay,
then we'll update Jen with. I'll have to update Jen with what date they choose to redo that with, so she can put it on the website.
perfect. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to the Saratoga Airport Advisory Board. You'll see in there. The airport come to me about the airport manager, done some research and done some discussing with engineering companies that work for YDOT and everything. We're gonna have to put together a plan and we'll start with the airport board meeting, which is August 11th. And we'll move from there. So the town will be seeing something on this. Then in the meantime, during my research, you'll see in the back of your package, the airport minimum standards are in there. And when I was doing my research, says right in ordinance that these need to be posted on the website. Well, they've never been posted on the website, so we will get them posted on the website. I do know they're in the process of updating them. Is that correct? So they'll get amended again. And we'll just move forward from there.
They're on there now.
Are they on there? Okay. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
I do think that the ceremony went pretty well at the airport for the blue.
That was very nice. I thought it was. That was a good deal.
Signs looking pretty impressive up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. Good. Any questions about the airport? Well, even if we don't have a quorum, maybe we can have a discussion on some of this thing about the airport manager. Because if you do the research, you can't find anything where it says anything about it. Our ordinance pretty much follows state statute to a T. And there's nothing about airport manager. I talked, Jim Grail, who's on, talked to him about it. He was an airport manager for 20 years and he says it's just kind of something that the board does. So I would like to put it in the guide, some sort of guidelines, so if it ever arises again, at least there's some guidance there to start with. Anyway, that's all I have on the airport. Nobody's here from the South Central Medical Service Board, so their next meeting is May 19th, 2020. Their next meeting is August 18th, 2025, 6 p.m. at Riverside Town Hall. Is there any new business to be brought before the town? Seeing none. No need for an executive session. I have a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.